What up? Hey, we starting. Let me go ahead and click my Twitter, cause I'm really trying to make I follow bigger. Oh no, it's that nigga. It's Vince drink that liquor. It's like me, Nolly, and A&T. We doing what we can on the day you see. Oh. What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know it is. It's your favorite blurred click, ready to talk blurred shit. And yes, it is us back on your screen. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Star Trek Starfleet Academy being canceled, but that's not all we're going to talk about. Of course, there's also Invincible. There's a new episode. For those that was with us last week, you know this clip is significant. But there's more stuff going on there. In addition to this, oh yes, Paradise is now on episode 7, the one right before the season finale. So knock, knock. We coming in, tell a friend. And of course, there's a whole lot of other stuff going on, including what I was just informed about. The X-Men, X-Files has been casted, or is there some casting going on? And in addition to that, all right. We got Nolly, y'all. It's not okay. Nolly don't want to get put on Front Street, but hey, it's Nolly, y'all. We so happy. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you, Nolly, for pulling up. So don't go nowhere. She might stay just around for a little bit. So don't go too far. We're gonna chat. Let's talk. It's the New Blurred Order.
All right. Let me figure out. I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to do.
What did you do? It's awkward, man.
All right. It's awkward. All right.
What are you doing, man?
Hi guys, it's Amanda Christine here, and I love the New Blurred Order. You guys should watch it.
All righty, welcome. What's good? Good morning. What's happening? We're expecting a lightweight tie to come in. He texted me an emoji of a toilet not too long ago, so we can kind of assume we know what he's got going on for right now. But hopefully he pulls up and he's completely done doing whatever it was that he's doing. I'm not going to insinuate nothing. I'm just saying he probably is taking care of business, but while we're here, real quick, I would just love to catch up with the lovely Nalia of Castro of length. I don't know. I was gonna try to throw a Game of Thrones name on you, but I don't know. What's going on, Nali? How art thou?
Oh God, that's a loaded question. I'm doing my best. The horrors persist, but so do I.
Yes, you do. Damn it. Yes, you do. And we ain't gonna get into all that. You know what? Let's not get into the deep void and darkness of life. Let's ask you questions like, what are you reading right now? What are you playing? How far along of World of Warcraft? Because do you still play World of Warcraft? Are you still playing?
A new expansion just came out in the beginning of March, so I've been playing that. I already have max level characters, so now I'm just working on gearing them for raiding. And we've been playing Resident Evil Requiem.
Hey!
What else? Ghosts of Yotei Legends came out. I've been playing lots of Dead by Daylight. We started playing Returnal last weekend.
Whoa!
What? So I started playing it, and then what else? Fallout, still always as usual. TV, I'm really bad at current TV. We're caught up on Monarch, but like almost nothing else, if that makes sense. We watched Daredevil. I finished Wonder Man, but it's been kind of hard to have energy to do more than space out on video games, if that makes sense. I'm reading Project Hail Mary because I'd never read it before.
I want to know what you think about
Lord of the Rings because we went to the Lord of the Rings Candlelight Orchestra for our anniversary. And so I was like, I got to reread the books again.
Okay, so hold on. Let me stop you right there, man. So you went to see the Howard Shore selections that he made for Lord of the Rings at the candlelight thing in the background where they're like playing and all that. Oh, yo, I did that.
It was a 4-string quartet, which was interesting because you're used to hearing it with like a full orchestra. So, and it's a Howard Shore approved arrangement of all of the songs, and so they did all of the like bigger songs from the movies, and it was. I may have cried. Don't judge me. But I may have
Of course
cried
not.
just a little bit. Which was great because also they announced that they're doing another new movie this week. So I'm excited because Peter Jackson is doing it and Colbert is writing the script. And if you know Stephen Colbert, he's the biggest Lord of the Rings nerd you're ever going to meet. So I know that it'll be true to source material and it'll be good.
I don't know, Nali, because I mean, you could be a fan.
No, he's like,
but a writer.
When I tell you that Colbert is a fan, like if there were, and there are Tolkien scholars, he would be a scholar.
Okay. So you went, and I remember when I did the candlelight thing. It's so dope because it's not like a theater. It's an intimate setting, right? So it's kind of like, like a place for maybe an evangelist type church. And they got candles everywhere. Like it seems like thousands of candles.
Yeah, she says it was like something like at the end they were like, and thank all the staff who lit like the over 600 candles we had. And I was like, fire hazard, but I loved it.
Right. Oh, it's so dope. You definitely got to do this. And I don't know if they do it in New York, but they have these things down here. I'm sure they do somewhere. You probably got to have like a password and knock on the door. Go with some dark.
No. I've seen that. I've seen it. We have it. What?
Yeah. You know why? What's the password? Schmeagle. Okay, we let you in. Type thing. It's. I don't know. For me, it's
those still
it's
exist.
almost to me the perfect date night. For like hubby and wife type thing. Music
anniversary, so it was like good timing.
Ooh. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Now I gotta hear what you're saying about Resident Evil Requiem. How far are you? How do you play? Are you a reckless abandon player, or are you like me? You meticulous. You scalpel.
I feel like Requiem doesn't give you the option to play how you want to play, because with Grace, how the did you end up being an
She's
FBI
so
agent?
scary.
How'd you end up being an FBI? I know they did some training, and you just gonna creep around. You sat there. You sat there and let that man come in your office with his whole chest and say, "We're sending you on an investigation at the site where your mother was murdered," and you didn't say, "Let me talk to HR about that," because that feels like a conflict of interest. And then you gonna get there, and I gotta sneak around. I don't understand. Did you do field training at all? But, ma'am, please. And if Leon don't stop with his little backflips and shit, driving me nuts. That man is old. He's ready to cash in his pension, and we out here like, Leon, we need to send you out one more time. And he's like, God damn it. You got to put on the lidocaine patch, some icy hot, and get go. Let that man retire.
Yeah. For me, it's the fact that he has no hair thinning at all. At this point, is this doll hair? Is it like
that infection he got is doing him good because he don't need no Botox. He don't need no hair transplant. He's aging gracefully like wine. Like,
yo, all right. Do you have you beat it?
No, I'm very close to the end, but the problem is that it's so many jump scares in this one that I get sweaty, and sometimes I gotta take a break and turn on a cartoon. Just a little.
Do you now? Do you play it the right way, which is in complete darkness?
No, absolutely.
With the volume all the way up.
There's no other way to play it.
Like you gotta play it in the same environment.
Do you play it on the hardest level? Because Vince over here is a masochist. He over here be playing on the hardest level the very first time he starts the game.
I play Dark Souls and shit. I don't need to torture myself in every game I play. That's enough torture. I don't need to do Dark Souls shit in other games. If I wanted Dark Souls shit, I would boot up Dark Souls. But I'm not trying to struggle like that all the time. I'm not good. Hair thinning, weight falling off, appetite. Like I'm not trying to stress myself more. Okay? Absolutely not.
But please help me convey to non-Resident Evil players that it's not Call of Duty. Like you cannot just go and shoot up everybody. You gotta conserve.
I feel like Leon feels like he plays some Call of Duty and he was like, it's the same thing.
No,
like
it's absolutely not.
Like it's the same thing.
It is absolutely.
Why does it take me 5 headshots
to kill a zombie?
Why?
I don't know. You know, I noticed that
in this virus mutation, because what do you mean? 5 bullets to the dome, and I still gotta drop kick you after? In this economy?
No, that's so real.
Bullets just falling from the sky or something? I don't understand.
But so help me understand, because like when I'm trying to stream me playing Resident Evil, I tried to show the click, and they told me it was real boring, and that I need to just go in gung ho, get killed as many times as I can, and I'm like, that's not how it works. You gotta go, you gotta save, you gotta shoot one bullet, and then you gotta back up a little bit and shoot it. Like I told him, I was like, if I miss. I don't know. For me, it's just go ahead.
That wasn't what was said. What was said was there's a difference between when you're playing by yourself and when you're playing live streaming, because the audience wants to see you go up in there gung ho, because they want to see you do all the things that they don't do.
They're not risking it for the biscuit at that moment.
Yeah, and they want to live through you in that moment.
Well, they need to pick another person, because it's not gonna be me.
Because I'm trying to tell you, like, you cannot just approach this gung ho, willy nilly style. It's not Ghost of Jotei.
They made this one very much like you have to like be careful, creep around. One side step in the wrong direction, you done fucked up, and I'm not about that life.
Yes. Right. It's not like, I swear, like just trying to tell that to Ty and them, it was not. They was just not getting it. But I think at some point maybe they will.
You're trying to play to win. You're trying to play to win. See, you see that death animation that happens with when that one dude kills you that you're trying to sneak by. I think there was some dude you was trying to sneak by. He was in the kitchen doing some wild shit.
Yeah.
Death animation that he does. Yeah. Some people ain't never seen that before, and they want to live through you in that moment. Okay. That's what makes it interesting.
No, they want to see me die.
If you're playing the same exact way that they played, it's boring.
Failures? That's crazy.
Yes. Because I ain't never seen it before.
Nolly, they trying to set me up. They want to see me get 8 over and over, but I ain't here for it. But I tell you what, you know who is here for it? We ain't the only ones playing Resident Evil. Check this out. This dude right here also plays the game, but he's a little older than us, 91 years old. And he literally went through it on social media, beat the whole thing, while we out here talk about, hurry up and game. Nah, I bet you this dude took his sweet time. I bet you he didn't waste not damn bullets. I bet you the whole time his grandkids was texting him, calling him like, Grandpa, are you coming? He was like, nope, I'm on these sticks. I'm trying to get Leon and what's the game? Baby girl, all the way through this game. And that's all it was about. And ain't nobody sit there and trip on him. They let him do things the way it's supposed to be done. Go good shoot. See, when the scene comes and it's cool, it'll be cool. But don't force it. You know what I'm saying? Don't force it. That's all I'm saying.
We might be here what could be the world's oldest hardcore gamer. Like, he might have been the first one. He like, straight up, like, if he's performing at this level at 91 years old, that means this man had an Atari, he had a Nintendo, he had a Super Nintendo, He went through all the consoles.
Agreed. But isn't this the best way to retire? In my opinion, like I can't see nothing better than when I'm in my 80s, 90s, and I'm not as mobile as I used to be. Me being able to immerse myself into a pseudo RPG game where I can live out my young life fantasies. Because Leon is a kicker and he's a jumper. And I can't do none of that no more because of arthritis and osteoporosis. And so I can live that through. This is like freaking like Nolly and look at am I tripping? But is the dog giving you a mom? Are you giving a mom hug to the dog? The dog is literally like
she knows when I'm sad and she wants to give me hugs.
Oh, that is so cool.
No, Tony, I'm not in love yet.
Oh, whoa. All right. No means no, little doggy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if y'all get down like that, you get down.
But sometimes she gets excited.
Is that real?
What?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let me move this forward a little bit for those that don't play Resident Evil. Another topic of discussion that I thought we could dive into briefly, that we touched on a little bit, but didn't talk about a whole bunch, is the fact that they are bringing back Harry Potter, and it appears that it is Among Us. So before we get into all of the Star Trek and all of the Paradise and even Invincible, I wanted to holler at y'all about the fact that there is a reboot, and honestly, it's a little problematic because Nolly, as you said, and as you know, there is a staunch following for Harry Potter, but there's also a very disturbed following because of a lot of the stuff that J.K. Rowling has come out and said against trans women, and it kind of, I think it makes a lot of Harry Potter fans conflicted because it's like you fell in love with the culture, right? You love Hogwarts, you love Harry, you love all that, but you hate the person that actually made it because of the stuff they're saying. What kind of, like, how do you handle that? You know, like, how do you just, I mean, because I know that it would be hard for me to just say, you know what, fuck Star Wars. If I found out that George Lucas was, some racist, but I've spent like 30 plus years of my life loving this franchise. It'd be hard for me to just throw it all away. How do you manage that type of balance, Nolly? Because I know you read the books, right? And you were a Harry Potter, but you also
I've done a lot with Harry Potter. Like I even waited outside the theater at the movie premiere for the last movie and got some autographs. Like oh
wow,
that's the joys of growing up in New York. But like I loved Harry Potter. It was such a big part of growing up. But sometimes people are assholes, and when you get older you realize it. Like, what do you mean you had an Asian character and you named her Cho Chang with your full chest, knowing that children not gonna pick that up? What do you mean you had a black minister of magic and named him Kingsley Shackle Bolt?
Oh wow.
Ma'am?
Okay, see, drop it. Okay, see, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, wow. All right. Yeah. Well, so those are the subtle things that I don't think that the common folk would even be aware of. And I just and let me go ahead and bring in Mr. Come late to the party, but he's a little lighter now that he's here. Welcome to the chat. None other than Bad Tie Bricks. What's going on, Mr. Bad Tie Bricks?
Thank you for putting my business out there.
I didn't put no business. What did you talk about? I didn't put no business out there. What are you talking about? You was just a little late. No reason. Just a little. I mean, yeah, you ain't been outside. You ain't been outside. You just been a little late. You know,
something flu is going around. So be careful, y'all. You don't want it.
Is it going around? I don't know. All right, well, it might hit me sometime throughout the broadcast. Yo, I don't know if you noticed, but guess who's here with us is none other than Nalia. She wanted to say hello.
How could I not notice Nolly is here?
I waited for you.
Oh, see, that's why I got so much love for Nolly, man. the best. The bestest.
All right, we're gonna. Well, Ty, we were just talking about the Harry Potter reboot that's coming on, and Nolly was giving us more reasons to not pay attention to it. It does feel kind of weird because we don't really know. Well, I don't know. We don't know how to approach Harry Potter. For those that did want to follow it, I'm not gonna lie. I liked Harry Potter, but I'm not gonna die if I don't get a chance to see this. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, all right, no, I've had enough of Harry Potter at this point. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Either.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's a series too, so it's a little bit. It's not a movie, so it's not like you're really going out of your way, reaching in your pocket to go pay $15, $16 for a ticket. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not that. Now, from what I heard, what I just caught was it seems as though, I don't know if it's the writer or the director who y'all were talking about, but somebody's racist, right?
The writer. Well, no, J.K. Rowling he's got a lot of problematic.
Which is wild to me, because how do you hate trans women, but the only way you sold Harry Potter to someone was to change your writer's name to make it seem masculine? So you mean you can identify as you choose when you want to, when the situation fits? That's crazy.
Yeah. She just put her fans in a weird position.
Like, even the stars of the original Harry Potter have said that she could go fuck off. Except
Daniel
for Tom
Radcliffe?
Yes. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, and a couple of the other stars have said that they absolutely don't agree with the crazy shit that she's been spewing, and that they appreciate what Harry Potter has given them in their lives, but that they don't align that way. And then fucking Tom Felton over here, Mr. Draco Malfoy, on some, I need to pay rent, so I love her so much, so I'm gonna come back in this series and play Lucius Malfoy and be on the Broadway show. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I gotta pay bills.
It's so interesting.
I mean, look. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. It's hard out here for a pimp.
He not getting to work. I see where he been.
Listen. Hey, when sometimes you gotta accept things and do things that you might not necessarily do if you had a better situation. So I'm not always.
Wow.
And I would do it, but I'm saying that I can understand when people, when you're hungry and you don't have a meal in sight.
Right.
Some things start to become, a little less.
You know what? You're right. Because what would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry? The only thing you had to feed him was to sleep with a man for a little bit of money. And wear fucking rock now, in and out of lockdown. And you don't got a job now?
I ain't got a job now.
Hey, man.
For you, this is just a good time, but for me, Nolly, this is what we call life.
Yeah. And listen, more importantly,
shout out to my Beehive fans.
Didn't we make it, like, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we just recently make it more about the actors and the production staffs and the makeup and all of the, like, J.K. Rowling, yes, wrote this, but the adaptations and the stuff that really goes into making a quality film goes to those people. The actors, like the Radcliffes, they honestly made Harry Potter what Harry Potter was. Harry Potter was a great book for those who read it, but the adaptation it needed to be acted out. And if those people didn't act it out, didn't bring their A games and bring 100% professionalism to their roles, then we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. What I see when I saw the trailer is I see young actors who are getting an opportunity to showcase their talents what they've been practicing and what they aspire to be. And I'm on the ledge as far as, do I support it? I think I support the actors. I don't think they have anything to do with the yeah. Like I'm just being honest. Like, so I would give it a look see. You know what I'm saying? And if it's good,
yeah,
I'll big up the people that made it good. And if not,
it's funny. It's funny you say this because I watched. All right, I would assume most of us at least are fans of Mel Mitch online. Y'all know Mel Mitch. She does all the Harry Potter. She'd be like, if a black mom was a Harry Potter
so you're in a third world country right now?
I'm in the third world country of South Florida.
Oh, that internet is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a third world double tree.
America is not compared to some of our.
All right, I think I can do a little better. All right. Let me try to tighten it up then. Let me go from. All right, y'all gonna have to. All right, let me know if this works a little better. I'm gonna move from the internet Wi-Fi to cell phone Wi-Fi. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the hotspot.
Yeah, the cell phone. But hopefully Vince paid his bill on time.
So my thing with Harry Potter is I support actors, of course, but she's also co-writing scripts, executive producing and shit. Also, Harry Potter not that old. Why are we already remaking it?
Yes.
That looks so much better.
Part.
What?
Better. Oh yes, thank goodness. Okay, we'll go on with the cell phone Wi-Fi. Yeah, and also, because when I watched Mel Mitch, I was talking about Mel Mitch, the comedian who went to Florida A&M, who does all of the, like, if Harry Potter mom, if a black mom was with their black bowl mom, like and like one time I tuned into her Twitch, she was streaming Hogwarts Legacy, and like she was getting killed in the comments. They was like, I can't believe you playing this. Why is you doing this? Oh, I guess you just hate trans women, all this other stuff. And she was like, look, I just want to play the game. And she's like, I don't hate anybody. I just don't want to. I just think the game is cool. But it's like almost even if you just want to play the game, you're contributing towards hate. Like that's the way it is right now. But I'll dial back on that because that's just a little serious. We'll bring this to light, even though we're not necessarily supporting it. In that regard, I would say for some of us, it's still going to be an issue. We talked about this when it first was announced that they actually have this black man playing Snape. And of course, what did you think is going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Did you think people were going to accept it? And this is like, we don't have to spend no time on it because we already know the vibes. But I do like spotlighting this stuff so that folks don't think that everything is good. Like some of this stuff, we don't got to glorify, but it needs to be put out there that this is what's going to be the norm if we don't put systems in place to contest this type of thing before it happens. Like, remember when for the Obi-Wan show, when they introduced Reva, how Ewan McGregor had to come out and be like, yo, look, I don't understand. This is all happening. Remember how all of these shows, they have to, like, you have to actually have a plan in place, which is why it was so dope when Ant asked Ryan Coogler directly to his face. He was like, yo, look, a lot of the shows that y'all be putting out get a lot of backlash. Does Disney have a plan in place? And they kind of got stuck. They was like, well, and then Ryan said the brilliant quote, which I still think should be on a t-shirt. We don't make movies for people that are permanently on the internet. That is a quote if I ever heard one. I love that quote. I'm still mad. I want to make a meme out of that because it's such a true quote. But at the same time, like, this is a constant. But I have to think in my head, when he gets casted, they know. Nolly, they know that he's going to get this kind of hate. So why aren't there preventative measures in place to prevent the backlash from coming before it happens? Because they know it's going to happen. Is it just me?
What preventative measure?
I mean, listen, you got to get the people who put the show out there to show their overwhelming support for this man, to speak on the fact that they know they're putting him in a realm of which he more than likely is going to face some sort of backlash, and to make sure that the world understands that the cast and the production crew has his back 100%, and that this is not a tolerable frame of mind to have in our comment section. And if this is how you feel, you're probably not gonna like it. Even with Last of Us, she started to get hate because they recognize that she may have had some tendencies to like another girl. And they're like, you idiots, do you even play the game? At least gay. She's like, it's not a secret. Like it's in the, but people say, oh, they're trying to make. So that I feel like they have to come out sometimes and make a bold statement. The same way William Shatner did after Starfleet Academy was canceled, which we'll talk about in a second. Sometimes it's the support that's shown to the public that can at least start to thwart some of this type of backlash. Because the dude's talking about, I'll murder you. Come on, that's a little far. I'm tripping.
You mean like
No, I don't think
like,
they care.
You mean like a ad campaign before the show comes out, saying putting down, and expressing tolerance and acceptance of other people's practices?
Well, I don't know
like
necessarily.
You got to give them ideas. We need to break it down for them.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know necessarily an ad campaign, but an acknowledgement of the fact that we know that you're about to be given something different than what you're expecting, and we're cool with it, and this is the direction we're going, and this is why we support our actor 100% in this endeavor. Before they let everybody trample all over him, I just feel like they put these people out there, they put these young black men and women out to get flamed on the internet, and then they come behind them and they're like, oh, we don't understand why this all happened. You know what? You knew when you booked this dude and you put him, and he's not just some random role. It's Snape, for God's sakes. He's like one of the most popular characters in Harry Potter. And they made him a black man, and I'm cool with that. But have his back. Goddamn. Like, don't just leave him out there to dry. I don't know. I'm just a little hot with that. And I'm just
they don't care. She's racist as hell. She's spearheading the project with Warner Brothers. They're not gonna put any effort into protecting nobody because that's how she doesn't care about that shit. She's racist as hell. She's always funneling money into organizations that are like very much into preserving white supremacy in the UK. So she don't give a fuck. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, they should give a fuck, especially since they got Ryan Coogler, on their payroll, and he just made them a shit ton of money. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. They love us when they can use us, and if you're not going to add any benefits, then they don't give a fuck. So I don't know. I hate it.
Yeah, man.
What?
I'm still 23. The movies just came out yesterday. What do you mean? So why I need a TV show already?
Well, exactly. I think it couldn't be, but when you talk about Warner Brothers and Ryan Coogler, are you talking about the X-Files project?
Well, the X-Files is not Warner
Brothers, too, right?
Sinners, yeah.
Oh yeah, Sinners. Okay, but Ryan Coogler does have the X-Files thing coming out.
We do. I'm so excited. I love black people in spooky shit because I feel like it's more realistic because we always have the get the fuck out of here type moments, and so I'm ready. I grew up obsessed with the X-Files, and so I will be seated for this. Absolutely.
So are we prepared for the hatred that's going to come out of that as well?
It's already started.
Oh man,
I've read so many articles. They're like, it's not the real X-Files unless it's Scully. Mulder and Scully are like 50, 11 years old.
Exactly.
Old girl already said that she would love to come in and pop in and do guest starring. What more do you want? You think these people gonna be chasing aliens for the rest of their lives? Y'all didn't watch the show? Mulder was fucked up after his abduction. You think he still want to be all over there? Right. They did the revival. God rest its soul. It did okay, Move on. Let go and let God. Like, just like you and I can't be running track at our current ages with these millennial ass knees, Mulder and Scully ain't gonna be chasing aliens at their old ass age. Like, let's move on.
Nolly, am I wrong? But didn't Mulder and Scully not even get along? Like, didn't they stop?
They had some shit. They was fucking. Yeah. They wasn't fucking.
Right.
He was abducted. He went crazy. She was trying to figure it out. It was a whole thing. White people shit. And so I want to see how the folk of color do this, because sometimes even watching it back now, I'm like, that made sense to y'all and you just went with it.
Yeah. Some of it's
You
kind of
know,
crazy. For those that are unaware, this is what Nolly's. Oh, great! My screen did the stuck thing, and I only got one computer on me, but it is what it is. Uh, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to leave and come back, perhaps. But what Nolly's talking about specifically is the fact that they casted this young lady in the upcoming X Files as one of the leads, if I'm not mistaken, right,
yes,
Nolly?
she'll be
And
the
in
lead.
addition,
Mm-hmm.
right? In addition to this, we also have this young man right here, who I believe is kind of going to play.
Also a
You,
lead.
yeah, he's playing a lead as well. All right,
Hmm.
this picture isn't as broad, but you can kind of get a look at
He's
what he looks like
handsome.
here. Yeah, so essentially we are kind of melaninizing the lead of X Files. And when that happens, of course, you're gonna get your folks. The only thing is like I don't see that same backlash coming if this was if it was Sansa from Game of Thrones being casted in this because she's got the red hair like Mulder and you know and they would just keep the characters looking alike. It's whenever you add melanin to the leads when it wasn't that originally that you get this, oh, look what they trying to do, blah, 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 blah. But I'm here for it. And of course, y'all should know by now, anything Ryan Coogler touches is flame, and it's going to be flame.
That's
So
right.
what is y'all worried about? Especially when it comes to supernatural shit. Did you see what he did with Sinners? Get the fuck out of here, man. So yeah, y'all need to go ahead and just go somewhere and and learn
Me
how
too.
to get and learn how to adjust your mindset because this is the new normal, baby. That's just what it is. And so hopefully they don't cancel that before it even gets started. The way they tried to, the way they've canceled the Star Trek of Starfleet Academy season before it even, I mean, series before it even goes further. All right, hold on. I got to do something real quick. This is going to be kind of weird, but
But on that
yeah,
note, I'm gonna head
yeah.
out.
All right, Miss Nolly. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate everybody. Welcome, Nolly. It's good for her to pop in when she can. And definitely thank you for all the contribution in the group. And we will see you another time soon. And we'll stay tuned to you in
I'll
the
do
group
my
as well.
best.
And yeah, tell the mountain and the rest of the family
Bye
said,
now.
what up?
I
All
will.
right, Nolly.
Deuces. I'll give you a better outro. My computer's acting stupid right now. So I'm just going to let you beep out. Oh, shoot. Damn.
Just
All
told you
right.
it was low budget. That's right. That's the hey. It's a
This
way
is
to get
me
out of
pulling
it.
back in.
That's it.
All right.
Me. Nolly.
My
Nolly.
freaking my yeah, man. This whole setup. Yeah, I'm in a city called Stewart, Florida, just north of West Palm, which is where I'm at tonight. If you happen to be in the area, let me know, and then I can shoot you the information to the West Palm Beach Improv, where I'll be for the evening. But yeah, man. So as we know, just a real quick, speaking on the cancellation of Star Trek, the
Mm.
next iteration, which was Starfleet Academy. Now, there's a lot of things we could say about this, and I'm gonna keep it greasy. I'm gonna keep it greasy this morning. If I'm being 100, like I honestly can, as much as I hate to say it, I can understand some discontent with the series. I can understand it. All right. I'm not going to sit here and act like the series was stellar. Okay. I'm not going to act like it was better than even Strange New Worlds or Discovery. It was definitely a different type of Trek, one that we hadn't been fed before. One that was a lot more, it felt focused on the cast rather than the actual quote unquote Trek, right? So I can kind of get where folks would be a little annoyed with it. But to cancel it after you shoot season two, before season two even airs, before they air one promo for Star Trek Starfleet Academy season two, they have already pre-disposed of this product before they had even put it on the shelf. And that's the part that I honestly find hella egregious Like again, I'm not. Look, I'm not unrealistic. I get that this Star. Oh shoot, I didn't. I don't have the. I get that this Star Trek is not necessarily the same that we were fed and that we grew up watching. I get that. I get that it's a little, you know, it's a nuance is a good word I would use for it. But is it not even worth giving a second season? I mean, damn, this feels 100% political.
Well, they have a season 2 coming, don't they?
Yes, but they canceled season 3 before they aired season 2.
Actually, yeah, they canceled season 2, right? Like pretty much probably what, a month after season 2 wrapped.
I would. The whole thing is weird to me because it's really uncommon to have a new series, of, regardless of the franchise. It's really uncommon to have a new series start filming its second season before the first season finishes airing. Like they're filming season 2 while season 1 is airing.
True.
That's really uncommon. I don't know if I've ever heard that happen before. It made me wonder if this was like they were somewhat aware. How do you go into production that quickly?
Yeah.
Scripts, everything lined up, budget, all that, and season 1 didn't finish airing. That's just really uncommon to me.
That's a good point. I feel like this happened somewhere else though. Weren't there other shows that started like halfway through Paradise season 1? Sterling K. Brown did a clip where he put up his hand and he had 2 in his hand, hinting that there's a season 2 before the conclusion of the finale of season 1. Now they didn't start taping it, but yeah, you are on to something with the possibility, with maybe them saying, okay, guys, we got to hurry up and go shoot this real quick before somebody really gets wind of how people are not necessarily taking to this series, and maybe try to sneak it in real quick, before. But at the same time, it's like, let it flesh out. Here's my thing. And Ty and I broke down the whole season of Starfleet Academy along with Zyla Trex. All right, because Anthony's too busy during the week and is not available because he's all over the country and he's interviewing people like Steven Spielberg and stuff like this. But we're still going to talk Trek. So I know you said the wife is on Discovery now, so get ready. If you want to join the Trek mob, we're going to put you right on in it. But we watched. I already
want to. She might get to join.
I would love that
story.
Just please, we love to talk to Kim about Trek, or anything she's down to chat with us about. I'm actually going to have my daughter come on and talk with us about One Piece because she, like I said, just watched all of the episodes, the anime episodes, and now she's watching the live action and she got comparisons. Yeah, all of them. Like literally, like it took her months, but we watched it and we had our complaints. We had legitimate qualms with the show. Like we had, oh man, where's the action? And yo, it would have been better if they had killed this person. And we had legit issues with the show that were more centered around the plot, development, lack of action, things of that sort. But what we see for the most part isn't that they have issues with the show. It feels just like they see who's starring in the show and they're like, yeah, nah, I ain't with that. We got a chance to talk with Tawny Newsome. No, you don't think so?
Well, I think there's a lot of things about this show that made it unique. I think this show is just ahead of its time. I think when people look back on it in like 10, 20 years, they're going to look back at this show very differently than they do right now. But overall, I understand why people are looking at this show and they're like, it's not what they traditionally see in a Star Trek show. So they're not getting what they're looking for, right? Like you said, there's not a lot of Trek in Star Trek. They're not exploring new cultures. They're not exploring the galaxy. There's no adventure of newness in every episode like most Star Trek episodes are about with other series. It's just focused on these characters just doing, whatever they're doing. So that's very different. I called it like Star Trek Saved by the Bell edition. It was very like these kids just adulting or trying to transition into adults.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I see Fernando wasn't a fan either. I didn't think that the show was so bad that it wasn't at least worth explore. Like, in my opinion, all right, let's put it like this. Put it like this. If you know you're going to cancel the show,
Mm-hmm.
why announce it before the second season? Do you want the second season to fail? Right? Like, it's almost like you're setting the second season up
Well,
to be terrible off rip.
I got something for you. You
Let's
got to
like
take into consider. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ty.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I hear you, Vince, but I think there's another way to look at this. So the fact that they announced that they had wrapped season 2 already before season 1 was over, I lean to believe that there was an understanding that was established between the creator and the platform that, hey, this is what we've already got 2 seasons ready to go. And maybe the deal was, all right, let's go with the first season. Let's see what the feedback is. If the feedback is halfway decent, we'll roll with the second season. So I feel like this was already established because, again, Anthony brought up the point that it's not typical that you wrap a season 2 in the midst of a season 1. Yeah, you can get signed on for a season 2, but to wrap the season 2 while the season 1 is already seems to me that you guys started with the understanding, as soon as we finish season 1, let's start on season 2 because we already talked it over with management and we're already good with that. So that's what I kind of lean toward as to why it was already done so fast. But I will say this: you're right. We did review the season, and we had our things that we were. I remember specifically one of the things that I said was, in terms of the other characters on this show, outside of Sam, I didn't care about them. Like the season didn't make me care about Caleb's plight. The season didn't make me care about the relationships between Jadon and Jada. I didn't care about all of those things. I didn't care about what was his girl Mir's girlfriend. I didn't care about
Tarima.
Yeah, I didn't care. There was a lot that I just didn't care about it. The writing was not good, and I said this. The writing wasn't good for the other characters. In terms of Sam, there was a lot of good writing. There was a lot of good acting, and as far as the show was, she was the outlier, and I said that the best episodes, all to me, included her in it. And is it? Can we sit here and kind of dissect it and say, yeah, there was political, this decision was political and this was that? Yes, but I think that has something to do with it. But to Ant's point, this from the very beginning, I said it. This is giving me One Tree Hill, Saved by the Bell, any of those shows that had their time, because those shows were very popular in that time. That's not necessarily the case now. So it's not when you think about uniqueness, it wasn't that unique. It wasn't. In terms of the premise behind it. So like I as much as I love Sam, and I can't wait to see Sam in other projects. Again, when you're breaking this down and you're really looking at the entirety of season 1, which again, you know how I felt about the finale too. I felt like it was lackluster. Yeah. I was like, yo, this feels like another episode, not a season finale. So there are things that if I step away from it for a minute and I'm just critiquing it just based off of writing, acting, storyline, stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have. If I'm being 100, I probably wouldn't have picked up a season 2. But again, I think that there was a negotiated backdoor decision, maybe a handshake, maybe a pound, whatever it was. Something went down, and they was like, "All right, look, we're gonna let you go ahead and do the season 2." But after that, I don't know, and the I don't know changed real quick. It was like, yeah. I hollered at my boys over here. We're not really thinking about another season, after.
Okay.
Yeah. So
listen, and what was you finna say, bro? You remember?
I was gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I do. Ty hinted at it, right? We have new management at Paramount. We have new management in charge, and it's a lot of things are going to change when you get new owners with new leadership. We're going to see the same thing over at Disney soon. But a lot of projects that were in flight, no longer in flight, and a lot of projects that were stalling, now they're about to get greenlit, and it's coming. It's coming. It's like it should be expected. You guys see it all the time, right? Every time that there's like a new GM, he comes through and he's like, "Not my coach. That's not my team," and they clear people out.
True. That's exactly what happens. But I don't know. Okay, let me just say this outright and just be clear about this. My qualm has nothing to do with the actors of the show. The actors, y'all did y'all thing. Kareem, you did your thing. Carice did your thing. Sandro even did the best he could with what he was working with. Not gonna lie, they didn't give him a lot to work with. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Other than him having his shirt off and having a girlfriend and all of that other stuff. But I feel like there was so many opportunities for him to be so much more Kirkian. I mean, but they made him into a sentimental, emotional bag of drama. But at the same time, he did have his scenes where he was working with the what do they call it, the programmable matter and all of that stuff. I thought that shit was so cool. So I chalk this more up to concept. All right, concept. When they were in the writers' room and decided that the concept of our show is going to be Starfleet Academy, and we're going to base it on the actual characters in Starfleet Academy. We're going to base it more on the friendships, the relationships. We're going to base it more on the differences within the different cultures that exist within the Starfleet Academy ranks. We're going to base it on the government versus the people. As opposed to the exploration aspect of it. I think that notion, they expected it to be met with open arms, but where they didn't think was that this concept is not only foreign to Trek fans, but it lacks, unfortunately, and again, not the actors, and not even all the writers, not Tawny, because Tawny had her episode and she was there as well, but it lacks that tie to space exploration that drew most folks into the other series, if I'm not mistaken. Like, keeping real, the majority of the characters we met and the majority, like the people that we did, they were all involved. When did we go to another planet and learn that, oh, these folks, they have a different gravity, or, oh, in this area they have changelings that, oh, they don't actually have bodies, they copy their bodies based off of who they come into contact with. We met people who knew people, like, for instance, with your boy Darum. Yeah, we saw him get, have his whole wedding and all that other stuff, and so we learned more about his culture, the Canonians. But we learned about him because he was Canonian. We didn't learn about him because we ended up on his planet because we needed to re-up on dilithium. It was like it was a part of his plight, as was everybody else. We learned more about our guy Jaden Cragg because we actually met his family, and he's a member of the actual cast, and we even got the chance to speak directly to Kareem, and he's a delightful young man. And it's heart-wrenching that his first big project here it gets squandered like this, but I think he's going to end up being just fine because he's got talent and he can sing too. So I just feel like there there was an attempt to gain a new audience with a little bit of a disregard for maintaining the traditional audience. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I get moving the needle forward. At the same time, if you have a built-in audience, then perhaps it's possible to balance those two. And I think that that's where it fell a little flat, is where it, like Zyla, our co-star of our little our podcast, little short series or whatever. She's like, this was built for me. Like, this whole entire show was right up my alley. I like teen angst. I like to see couples and relationships and all that other stuff. I'm here for it. So it was right up her alley as a young, melanated young lady. This makes sense for her, and she loved it. Now, she's not really happy about this happening, and we'll let her express her feelings. And we're going to keep talking about Trek. But as we welcomed in Azyla, they kicked, I don't want to say they kicked out, but a lot of folks went to the door and left because that content that was based on Zyla's approval did not meet the approval of those long-term fans who probably wouldn't have liked Next Generation, wouldn't have liked the original series because of the same reasons a lot of people hated on those shows as well. Last thing I'll say about this show being canceled real quick is I do got to big up your boy Captain Kirk, because at least he's been a little weird over the years and said some crazy stuff. But in this particular instance, he did have the right thing to say, which essentially was, look, man, during the first airing of my Star Trek series, where a kiss was objectionable, talking about when he had to kiss Uhura. And now keep in mind, in this show, this wasn't no romantic. This wasn't him and Uhura finally linking up. The reason why they kissed is because they were being controlled by a mind controller who forced them to have these interactions. That's a whole different story. All right. Many Southern stations pulled the episode and condemned the show. Using today's vernacular, it would have been absolutely been called woke DEI crap because it went against norms of society for its time. Not a lot seems to have changed. So yeah, I do think there's a heavy element of that involved, and Paramount did what they could to kind of push against it, but unfortunately it didn't necessarily make it. So I will leave this right here, and then we can move on to Paradise. But this is how our friend Kareem. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I had a question, because and this is more to Ant, because I think Ant probably might know. Ant, does Paramount own the rights to all of the Star Trek properties?
Yes,
all of it. Every last bit of it. And it's interesting. I've always been conflicted because these new owners have always been big proponents of sci-fi. They also own the Terminator franchise, the Ellison family. They're the ones that brought it back with Terminator 3 forward. I with Star Trek, there's so much to say about this, but I think a lot of it could be just boiled down to the way that it was written. The old Star Trek series were always attacking societal norms and trying to introduce tolerance. That's what the whole franchise has always stood for. But it was more veiled. It was hidden, right? People were like, oh, right. Klingon. Like when my wife started watching Star Trek Discovery, she saw Klingons. Guess what she identified that with? Guess what? Not just any. She was like, yo, those the Jamaicans. And I was like, oh, shit. The dreads, they stubborn. Like all that energy. I'm like, all right, I feel what you're saying. And it was like there, but people could miss it. People could watch the show and just not even get it. And some people saw how intelligent the writing was, where every race was a representation of some sort of culture or group of people that represented the times. This is way more clear. And it's a challenge because you guys are right. You have to try to honor the old fans and try to bring them into this series while also attracting new fans. And new fans, they're just these kids different. They not you can't ask them to critically think too hard. Some of them be sitting over here like, oh, racism is over. Why they just don't get stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So like you have to write for two audiences, where this one you have to kind of spell it out for them. And then you have the other audience that's like, yo, well, you a little heavy-handed. What are you doing?
Right.
So it's a tough situation for the writers. I'm sure they did the best they could. It just those older fans are way more vocal than the new fans are.
That's a great
You know
analogy.
what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like when the old pastor is time to retire and he leaves the church to the young, new, hip pastor who now brings in the tambourines. He's playing trap gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a bunch, he done let the skirts come up just a tiny bit higher than they used to be allowed. Ain't no more covering of the legs of the women on the front row with the blanket. And the older people in the church is like, not my Jesus. My Jesus ain't gonna let no woman come in here with pants on. Like, who does this man think he is? And it's like in those instances, you kind of have to choose. All right, do I stay here and support this, or do I flee and go to where I feel most comfortable? And I think what happened here, unfortunately for Star Trek, is that a lot of folks that are of the old regime of Star Trek decided, nah, this ain't my kind of Trek. And so it didn't merge the two entities. It created multiple chasms, multiple facets of Star Trek, of which now you have the young generation of those that do support this show versus the traditionalists who refuse to accept anything that completely does not acknowledge the OG Treks that existed, even though they did not get full-throated support in the beginning as well.
It's giving
full-throated.
I know you're doing that. He loves saying that. He loves that. That's his favorite. Full-throated.
It's like that.
Take that part out of there, man. I don't like R's in my words, man. It's the full throat.
It's the full-throated.
Gawk.
So it's giving me it's like when I think about this, it's giving me any given Sunday vibes. Like, when Willie Beeman came in to be the quarterback.
Oh yeah.
The quarterback wasn't ready to give up his job. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like the old guard is like, I'm not quite ready to pass the torch to you yet. I think Anthony is, when I say spot on analysis, I think this is before its time. If maybe 5-10 years down the road, this probably would have rolled right out. There's always going to be backlash because there's always going to be idiots that sit at home and click on the keyboard because that's what they do. But ultimately, I think that's exactly what it was. It's the old guard not ready to give it up to the young guard yet. We're not ready to pass over the torch just yet.
Literally.
Give me a couple more years to live out my best dreams and fantasies, and then and only then will I pass the torch to you, young Willie Beeman. So you know what I'm saying. So that I again, we're all there, and I think to the Star Trek fans who are really upset right now, I would say just breathe, take a step back, understand that there's not finality here. There is this didn't happen, and I hope that the writers doesn't discourage them from just completely getting rid of the ideas that made this series, but going back to the drawing board and trying again. Like, when you fall, don't stay down, get back up.
Right.
And try again. And maybe the next time you roll it out, it'll be received differently. But don't let this just completely, just discourage you to the actors and that were on this show. Don't let this completely discourage you. Opportunities will arise. That's one thing I will say. There were some phenomenal performances within this series. The writing wasn't spot on, but I think we got to see some individuals who have made a real step in the right direction to get picked up on other projects and showcase their talents. So Mir, look, I rock with you. You had look, I was ready to fight when you made my girl cry, but I think you have a long career ahead of you. I think the same thing goes for Carice. I think the same thing goes for Jaden Kareem. I think the same thing goes for everybody on that show who put in, Nala, who just doesn't like shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, like those. There's a lot of people on that show that contributed to a project that they worked hard for, and I just hope that they don't that this doesn't discourage them and turn them into hermits and go into reclusion and all of that kind of stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that because y'all did you did yourself a justice. Just come on back, man.
Yeah, and I mean when we talked to Kareem Diani, he essentially confessed that he wasn't he didn't grow up a huge Star Trek fan. Like when he got the part, he had to go and research and learn a lot, and he had to talk with Michael Dorn and George Takei and kind of get a sense of what it was that he was stepping into. So that just gives me the indication that he will probably find himself hopefully in some other projects. And everybody on the show, the actors at least, have now been introduced to the world, and I feel like they have nothing to hold their heads down upon because it wasn't the performances that got this show canceled. And I still think it's whack to cancel the show before they air. Like if they were going to cancel it anyway, they could have easily just announced its cancellation at the end of the airing of season 2. I don't see what the point of canceling a show before it drops its next season. I literally just do not see it.
I mean, Vince, you don't do that. You don't tell the fans, hey, this is it's like before season 2 even drops, hey, season 2 is going to be our last season. Do you do that if you've had like 5 seasons, 6 seasons, something like not season 2? Because then you have such a finality that you kind of like it's like cutting your knees off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you before you can walk. Like give me an opportunity. Like if I'm putting I still want fans to watch. Like I still like the whole purpose is to have people to watch. So if I'm like, oh, if this is the last season on season 2, then people are going into it with that knowledge. Like I still want to be like we just talked about with the
okay.
It's still a like you still want to kind of go into like see From has had 4 seasons, 4 or 5 seasons now. If they went into fourth season, if they go into season 5 and say season 5 is our final season, now we're coming to this culmination because we've been on this long journey. I just started my ride. You get what I'm saying? I literally just started my ride. Mm-hmm. So now you're discouraging me. You're discouraged. If you tell me I'm just right, think about all of the movies or TV series that you looked at on Paramount, not Paramount Plus, but on Prime, and it says the last season is like 2023, and you're like, I'm not watching this because I know it's not gonna come. It's only got 2 seasons. Like it could be good as hell. Like I've watched seasons of shows like that, and I was like, yo, this shit was really good. What happened?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have known, like if I'd have known off the top, like, oh, this is gonna be season 2, this is gonna be the end of it, and I just watched season 1, it might discourage me from watching season 2. I may be like, man, well, if they just gonna stop it right there, they didn't really show me enough in season 1, so I'm not about to go on the journey because I don't really feel like wasting my time. That happens. That does happen.
Go ahead,
so I think we need to take a little bit of responsibility for this.
Oh.
And one thing that stood out to me when I was at the premiere for this show was they talked about how people who are Star Trek fans talk about how they got introduced to Star Trek through their parents. My mom was Star Trek, and then she sat me down. My dad's, for me, my mom, right, with Voyager. I wasn't really heavy into Star Trek until I sat down with my mom who was watching it. Started watching Voyager, went backwards to Next Generation, started watching. I did the whole exploration after she was the gateway for me. When you were watching this show, either of you, Can you let me know, just honestly? Were your kids in the room? Were you sitting there watching it with them, or were you kind of dolo? And that,
yeah, good question.
right? Like this is on our generation to introduce this show to our kids. And to be fair, we know Star Trek is a tough sell to these kids. These kids is different. We know they're not going to really vibe with a lot of the way that storytelling started and ended in that series. But this was, oh, this was it.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard enough to get everybody on our panel. I was trying to get Yaz to watch. He's like, I can't. It's too boring. I was like, come on, Yaz. Like, nope, I want to do it. No. I was like, all right, fine. But yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna lie. I did the same thing my dad did with me. My dad didn't ever come to me and say, hey, son, let's watch Star Trek. What happened was I'd come in the room and he'd be watching Star Trek. And I'd be like, and I'd sit down and I'd watch too. And I became naturally interested. Now, there's other things he watched that I wasn't interested in. But when Star Trek was on, I was fixated because I just thought the whole notion, obviously, Geordi LaForge is the reason why I ended up going to school for engineering, looking at Michael Dorn, hearing his voice, and just seeing the majestic way of which his character went around the screen, seeing a weakling like Picard command a ship the way he did was fascinating to me as well, especially them putting this balding British man after this majestic Iowan named Captain Kirk, who was going around kissing everybody and punching everybody. You know what I'm saying? And now you got Picard, who's in love with his doctor. So it was more of a natural gravitation for me. It wasn't as much me being pulled in, like it sounded like you may have been, Ant. It was literally just me walking in the room and being like, what's this? Oh, this is cool. And if that had been the news or if it had been something else, I probably would have been like, nah, I'm good. I'll sit here and read, or I'll play on my Game Boy. But yeah, I did have it on while my kids would come in and out of my cave. But did I say sit down here? You need to be in on Trek? Not necessarily. And frankly, I feel like when I do that, I feel like when I force feed stuff to kids, I feel like they don't take to it the same way. My first time bringing my kids to MegaCon, I just like, come on, let's do it. And they liked it. And so we kept going back. But I wasn't like, you look, goddamn it, get in the car, we going. So I don't know. But you're right. You have a point, though. You have a point. We do have to kind of train up a child in the way that they should grow, right? And yeah, in this particular instance, you're probably right. We probably could have done a better job of that. So I'm sorry I got you canceled, Star Trek. I should have had my kids watch the show. It wasn't me. I'm so sorry. But we'll leave this subject on this. Like I said, we did have the opportunity to speak with the one and only Karim Diane, and he is like becoming one of the most interesting, not characters, but just people, in my opinion, as he definitely voiced his opinion about the cancellation of this. And he is essentially saying, look, now that this is happening, I'm finna go full scorched earth on y'all.
2 will be our last season. That is really hard for me to say because I love this show so much. I got the chance to create 20 episodes within, one of the most iconic sci-fi franchises of all time, alongside some of the most experienced and talented artists in this entire industry. And there is 10 episodes left. Season 2 was basically just season 1 turned all the way up. I also have so much behind the scenes content that I'm going to continue sharing. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, supporting Jaden, and supporting this show. Season 2 will be our last season. That is really hard for me to say.
Yeah, well,
because I love this show,
my friend. Sorry,
so
brother.
much.
And we wish the show was going a little further, but unfortunately, it's not. So we will definitely, I will at least. I can't speak for y'all, but I'm still tuning in to season 2 in hopes, with some moderate hopes that who knows, perhaps maybe the studio, if the show ends up getting a lot more hype and people are like, oh, damn, I didn't know y'all was going here with it. Who knows? Maybe they could still reverse it. You never know. I've seen stranger things happen. X-Files did return to the screen after it wasn't there anymore. And, now they're bringing back a bunch of shows. Scrubs is back and, a whole lot of stuff is happening. So I've seen stranger things happen. So here's to hoping out for the best to happen to not only the franchise, but for all of those young actors who did get their first shot here on the silver screen and getting their debut on Star Trek. But that show is unfortunately going through what it's going through. And while we talk about Star Trek being somewhere that people have grown to love, another franchise that people are now like really into is this Paradise franchise. And we are down to the second to last episode, which means what does it mean, guys? It means we can finally talk to Ant about it, because Ant Ant knows everything about the show. He got the season before it was even shot. Like, he was on set with Sterling K. Brown and them when they were filming, and Ant is finally able to speak to us because we're finally on even grounds here, and he actually does not know what's going to happen in the finale, just like we don't know what's going to happen.
So he said.
So he says, dun, 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 we don't know if that's true or not. But either way, we hear it now. So, guys, we did have the penultimate episode, shall I say, of Paradise debut this last week. And I'm not going to ask y'all how y'all felt about it. We don't got to rate it because, frankly, I'm just looking forward to this upcoming episode. But I am going to ask y'all, well, let me ask you the same question I asked Anthony before you got here. Yo, Ty, so you watched episode 7, right? Obviously. Now, somebody came to me and told me in episode 7 that there was time travel involved. Did you?
No.
Time travel, or there's like, maybe it's not time travel. This is what somebody asked me if I recognized it. I was like, no, I didn't see no time travel. But even when I asked Ant about it, Ant was like, well, maybe not time travel, but maybe alternate universes. All these science fiction theories are throwing me off because I don't recall seeing anything of the sort in this last episode.
I know what they're referring to, and there's and we talked about it. We talked about it a little bit last week. So remember when I mentioned that the individual who has pulled up to the front doors with the knock knock sign, I forget his name. It starts with an L or something like that, I believe. Him.
Anthony?
Yeah. Is that his name? Anthony?
No, I was asking Anthony what his name was.
I knew his name.
It was.
I watched this show so long ago.
That's that flex for you. That's that flex for you if you didn't recognize it.
Talking about Paradise? Oh my God. Like, that was like 3 months ago. I'm on from season 6.
I don't know. I've been working out a little bit in the gym. Anyway,
but this dude, yeah.
If you recognized it last week, he woke up from a dream, and in his dream, he saw Xavier's face and the baby.
Right.
Again, on this episode, I think Xavier was like asleep or sitting on the train or whatever, and then his nose started bleeding, and then he kind of just like the screen kind of went like into this blurry like thing. So what you're seeing is at least what I believe you're seeing is an activation. So someone is activating their powers. Or every time they activate, something like this happens. You know what I thought about at the end? I said, so they got Dr. Xavier in the damn basement, and they call him.
Oh my God!
You know, this nigga's got Cerebro. He's got no. Think about it. Think about it now. When Dr. Xavier puts on Cerebro, he's able to connect to everyone in the world. So at any given point in time, he can tap into your psyche. He can make you do whatever it is that he wants you to do. He can overload you. He can literally, they were saying about, Dr. Xavier, what makes him so powerful.
Professor.
Is that,
Professor. He does keep calling him doctor, doesn't he?
Yeah. Professor.
PhD.
Yeah. He's got a doctorate. So Professor Xavier has the power to literally make everybody's brains blow up all at once.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so dangerous. is that he could literally do it. What I'm seeing is in those moments, is someone's activated. Now maybe that is Alex. Maybe Alex is a little chimpanzee that does this. We don't know who Alex is. But Alex definitely is the one pulling the strings, because remember, someone warned that young black security guard gentleman that Jane is a killer, going to be born on such and such January at 11:06 p.m. So on and so forth. This is a precognitive nature. Somebody is telling you something that is going to happen in the future. So whoever this is, maybe that was Alex, but it's also the same premise from another show that we watched most recently, The Institute, which is remember when we watched The Institute, there are individuals that have precognitive natures that can somehow see the future, predict events that are going to happen, and then prepare a team to go in and do these things. That's what The Institute was about. So I'm assuming that this Alex is that individual. What I thought was the individual with the knock card. I thought he was the one. But now I'm seeing that it affects the individuals that are things. So I don't think it's him. Alex must be this whatever he is. I don't know what it is. Again, I thought it was a bomb she had down there, like she was going to blow the people up. But it could very well be exactly what I'm talking about. There's a machine down there that Alex is hooked up to that works like Cerebro, that he literally is connected to everybody in the world. And that is the defense mechanism that they have. If shit starts to hit the fan, Alex, hit the switch. The switch is turn everybody's lights off on the surface. Like everybody who's at it, like Alex has the power to turn your kitchen lights off. So, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like there's a precog that is so powerful that they have the ability to tap into everyone on the planet psyche all at once. That's what I believe.
Oh, wow. That's
like
wild. You like that theory?
Yeah.
Really?
Because the show has been given the vibes like it's getting gradually more sci-fi since it started. And I like that. I could absolutely see them doing that. There's a lot of reasons why the producers would want to do that, but I could see them doing that. One of the biggest things that I think that's been affecting this show and affects a lot of shows is when they kill beloved characters too early in the series. And them taking out James Marsden is like season 2 is great, but you feel his presence is missing. Like you would like to see a little bit more of him. That would be a good opportunity, a potential way to bring him back for season 3.
Ooh. Well, while you're on the subject of James Marsden, can I just say that his monologue in this most recent episode was chef's kiss. Like whoever wrote that shit, they need the award for real. Because that fucking shit from start to finish, before he even started getting into it, when he went to, he was like, yo, can I see that clipboard? I'm trying to knock on something. It's like, man, ain't no wood down here. It's like, what are you trying to knock on wood for? Like, get over here. He's like, oh, I don't think you get it. Like, we're not going to make it. Like, I love that speech. I was completely dialed in to every word of that. He's like, look, the Romans, just go down the list, the Mongolians, and then he tied it. He's like the Patriots, the Lakers, the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? The Yankees. He went down. He was like, "Look, we will fail. It's inevitable. It's not a matter of if; it's when it happens. So how do we address the inevitability of our demise? Because it will indeed happen." It was chef's kiss, like fuck. I was like, "Oh my god." That's good writing. That's good. That's good. That right, yo. That's the type of monologue that you can build a show around. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, just reading that excerpt, be like, yo, we can build a show around this whole thing. And when Yo, so yeah, you're right about James Marsden, aka Cyclops, because that was the original OG Cyclops. For those that don't know, this was on the first X-Men. James Marsden, if I am mistaken, across from playing with Patrick Stewart. All right, Ian McClellan, all of them cats. He was Cyclops. All right.
Now you seeing the connection. Now you seeing the real connection there. We're like, look, all the Cerebro shit sounding a little bit more like, yeah, like, oh look,
I was with you.
Like, yeah, like there's definitely, like, I'm glad y'all brought this up, because when I was watching this episode, I immediately latched on to the same thing both of you guys are talking about, and that was James Marsden. I said, yo, James Marsden is really an exceptional actor, and I realize it because of him playing Cyclops. It's like, it's like you want to not take him seriously, because in the role of Cyclops, he's kind of just like, like, so. But when you see him performing at this, like, I'm with you, Ant. I want more. I'm like, yo, watch out, kill James. Yo, this nigga is great. Like, he's a great president. He's like, he's speaking, like, he's talking about stuff.
Let me stop you. They had to kill James. If they didn't kill James, the show wouldn't be as good. They had to kill James.
Yeah, but it's a bittersweet, right? Because he's also so good, and that's why they keep bringing him back in flashbacks in season 2, right? It's because he is that good, and we got to put a little bit more respect on my man's name. Let's not forget how he was also cooking in Westworld, because he was one of the best.
Oh yeah, he was dope in Westworld. Yes, I was about to bring up Sonic the Hedgehog, but I don't know if that counts.
No, but to your point though, and there was so many people that were really good in Westworld that it's kind of like but he killed Jeffrey Wright, like it was so many people.
Oh yeah,
so many very very good.
It was
but this role, and what I mean by great president, and that, like, in terms of this, is they try in the writing to make it seem like he's a bumbling idiot that just got the job because of but he's so like smart and like a very, even down to when the scientist is like giving him the walkthrough. He's like, yeah, can you dumb that down a little bit?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't think you get it. Like I'm a caveman.
Like, yeah. That was so dope.
And the way he's looking, like, okay, Mr.
It's like, yeah, okay.
And she's like, she was like, look, he's the president.
But I love that.
The whole time, this dude was literally, he knew what was up. And that was that's the part for me, when you hear somebody who, despite knowing what it is, they know that they still have a job to do. Despite him feeling as though, yo, we might die down here. He was like, yo, I'm starting to feel, he's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this, I hope this doesn't wind up being our grave. You know what I'm saying? Like, where my son and me, like, just go to die. You know what I'm saying? And like, those things, when you hear that, and then you understand what you've seen by him going out there, putting on this face each and every time. He was the one person that was looking to build up everybody's thing. What you call it when they first got down there? Oh, the birth of this child will just lift everyone's spirits.
Morality.
The morale. He was like, yo, I think this will be. He's been that way from the very beginning. And look, if we find out that he's not dead and he's really Alex, like, this was all the scheme from the very beginning. Like, they did it. This is, man, like, I'm with Ant. The sci-fi spin is what's getting. It was really now my brain is. I feel like the From Academy. We got it like that now. That, oh, did you see over there in the corner? I feel like this is what we got to do. Got to go back and critique everything that we saw in season 1.
Yeah,
because season 2 is really, really popping right now.
I think I have a prediction. I think Alex is an acronym. I don't think it's a person. I think Alex and the letters ALEX will stand for something. I think Alex is going to end up being kind of like, remember when we went to Cask Ty at Starfleet Academy, and there was that one, the maker.
Uh-huh.
Remember Sam's maker? I think it's going to be kind of like that. It reminds me of a few Star Trek episodes that I watched in which like there was we learned that the actual culprits at the helm were artificial intelligence themselves. I feel like what we're going to learn is that Alex is some sort of predictive, like an AI, like it basically some sort of chat GPT that predicts world events, and this is what Sinatra has been using to kind of keep herself ahead of the game. I don't think that Alex is a person or a human. I think it's a machine, possibly even a program, maybe even a holographic not necessarily holographic, but a program that has the ability to speak just like Alexa does. But I don't think that Alex actually is a person. Now, what's more interesting to me is the fact that oh man, I'm so mad that y'all have not. Cat, please help us, man. What is this dude name? Like, we need to stop calling him that boy. Link. Okay, my bad. Somebody put the link in the thing, and I was like, "What are you talking about? What link? We're not sending you the link." I didn't know this was the link, but okay. So Link, what I think is more fascinating is that he's aware of Alex, is that he knows that Alex exists, is that he uses that as a trump card. I think this character gets more fascinating by the episode. In this episode, we not only learn that he essentially is is he not Sinatra's child? I mean, did they not give us those leaves plainly? Yeah, his name's Dylan. Sinatra's dead child is Dylan. Sinatra's dead child would have been 26, is what her man said at the beginning of the show. She asked him, "How old are you?" He's like, "I'm 26." All right. And then on the way out, she learns his name. She's like, "Your name's Dylan." And she got so happy she went home and fucked her husband after so many years because they wasn't doing that. Evidently, he was like, what's this? Is you about to give me is this happening? You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, I realize now that I don't think my son died like I thought he did, or at least whatever version that this dude is. I think that's who that is. That is, to me, the whole reason why her demeanor completely changed, because she now considers this dude that y'all are calling Link as Dylan, her actual dead son. Now, how he's not dead, or why he's in this universe, or how because in terms of time travel, I don't get that, because he's 26 and he'd be 26. What's going on? Aaron?
Maybe Sinatra's the one from another universe.
Oh, okay. Don't do that to me, man. Don't drop bombs like that on me, man. That would make so much sense. Except for the fact that she survived a whole bullet to the chest, no armor, no nothing, and is walking around not too far.
I think she got shot in the neck. Didn't she get shot in the neck?
No.
Yeah, it was somewhere around here, somewhere around this area. She got shot.
Well, either way, that girl we saw through her extensive training knew how to miss primary organs and arteries with incredible precision. So
I guess true.
It's TV, man. Just let it go.
Yeah, there's that part. What about the fact that the son Sinatra, excuse me, not Sinatra, what's the girl, damn it, this girl right here, I don't remember her name, Jane, right? Do you think she's dead? Because I don't think she's dead. I don't think that scene with her in the bathtub is indicative of her death. Marvel has trained us well. No body, no blood, not dead.
Jane
and she was dead.
Jane is the significant part of this storyline. You have to understand, like what we were just talking about it last week. Jane needs, I told you this before, Jane needs Sinatra because Sinatra is the one that holds the trump card. The trump card is Alex, the one thing that Jane is not fully aware of. Jane,
right?
They went through this whole process of giving us a Jane episode so that we could see the training and the stuff that Jane now was able to go through with her black superior, who taught her how to focus in a way where she goes into like a trance and then like now knows everything that so every detail of everything and all of that kind of stuff. So Jane is the one thing that I feel like, because she's the killer, and that the whole thing is the whole saying was she's a killer, but she can be stopped at the right time. They made sure that you saw that, and it was said multiple times. She's a killer, but she can be stopped at the right time, which means she is a piece to whatever's going to happen in the future. So whether that means she might be the one who's about to kill Alex, she can be stopped at the right time. She could be the one that's going to kill Sinatra. She could be stopped at the right time. But she's definitely not going to die in a tub scene. That's not the right time. If you thought taking a bath was the right time, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. That's not what that. This is more of a foreshadowing of the importance that Jane has to this unfolding, the whole dynamic unfolding. So if it comes down to, say, an end of the world scenario where if you press this button, everybody dies, but we gotta stop. I just feel like Jane has made herself and such an important character within this storyline that she's not going to die like that. It's going to be like, who I think is going to wind up killing Jane? The damn doctor, the professor, the woman professor who's walking around on eggshells, scared every time she walks out of her house because she thinks Jane's about to kill her. You know what I'm saying? So I think that she's going to be the one that ultimately stops Jane
again. Because she the one that damn near killed her in this episode.
Well, listen, damn near and killed is two different things. So she's
still alive. Harmony just asked a really good question. I have my opinion on this, but I'm starting to sense that it might be a little more deep than I originally thought. My original suspicion would be Harmony, that they called it paradise because that's what the bunker is supposed to be, right? The bunker, while I adjust my light, the bunker was supposed to be where they could go and live as if it was no apocalypse, as if there was no cloud set over the stratosphere that caused the atmosphere to change for however many years it was. And so that is why this bunker was called paradise. However, given that all of these recent events and everything that they're saying, what's going on, Maria? Everything that we're learning about this series now, I'm starting to think that paradise is going to end up meaning something different. Do you guys have any opinion, anything different like to offer for that? Like Harmony is essentially asking, have we figured out why they named the show Paradise? And I thought it was pretty clear, but they seem to be doing a good job of misdirecting us. Y'all think it's anything other than what I just said?
That was the same thing I thought. But you guys are right to question it, and I'm terrible at figuring out why shows mean shit. So I ain't the right person.
What? No, you terrible. Yeah. I can tell by your 9 hours of
seriously just. The one dude who really literally breaks down everything in the background, the intonation of voices. Oh, there was a yellow canary in the back. Did you see the basketball goal in the pool? Why is the hotel open? And you can't break. Come on, Mr. Breakdown, man. Half of the folks watching are here because of your front breakdowns. Come on, man.
Paradise. I don't know, man.
Ant knows more than he's leading on to. He don't want to.
Yeah, man.
I understand.
He's doing that thing.
I understand, bro. I understand.
Whatever, man. Keep your secrets, fine, man. Whatever, do your thing. All right, but yo, you just brought me back though, Ty, because I didn't even. You know what? It now makes sense to me. When the dude got that message that said, "Yo, a killer will be born today," And I asked y'all, I'm like, where did that message come from? Could it be Sinatra? Could it be somebody from the future? If time travel is involved in this, could it be somebody from an alternate universe, perhaps? We don't know. I sure don't know. But that's what makes a good show good, is us sitting there speculating because we don't know. It's not so obvious. It's not just put out there for there to not be any speculation about it. So I don't know, man. This whole thing just got opened wide the fuck up. What I can guarantee you is, I can guarantee you at least one thing about this, and that is that this episode that we got coming up will end in a cliffhanger. I can guarantee you that much. That is one thing we know for a fact. If you think you got to get all the answers and you about to get some conclusive shit, fuck no. We're going to answer some questions and open up even more questions. So yeah, don't think that this Tuesday you about to walk away like, oh, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. But if that, man, but doesn't that? And that's what they supposed to do, damn it. Because that's what a good ass show does. It gives you something to like while giving you something to want at the same time. So yeah, we're going to tune on in and we want to see all of these secrets that my dog Xavier is holding on to. What did y'all think about the wife reunion when he finally got back with his chocolate milk princess who had to kidnap back the boy she kidnapped. I don't know how y'all felt about that, but I wasn't a huge fan of her. I get why she took old boy, what's his name? Bean. Yeah, I get why she took him because the kid, they were statues.
Yeah, she never kidnapped Bean. Remember?
Oh, okay. But she took the child without the parents' consent. All right, and I get the parents are dramatic.
No. Okay, when you listen, when you are,
it wasn't her. It wasn't her. You're right. It was over.
When you are drugged out of your mind. When you're drugged out of your mind and on the day of the apocalypse, you have lost your rights as a parent. Let's just start there. Like let's start there. If you're drugged out of your mind, and I mean out of your mind to the point where a strange man can walk into your house, ask your child in front of you, hey man, you want to come with me? And your child's like, yeah, and y'all are just like, you lost the choice of parenting, man. That's how that works. But
do you? I don't know if
especially in an apocalypse. Especially in the apocalypse.
Okay. Let me essentially make it a little bit easier for you. If Children and Family Services comes to your house and you're high out of your mind on the couch, and the kid is in the other room by himself, essentially they're taking that child from you that day, and your parenting is over. You are no longer the parent of that child. This child is a ward of the state. I promise you that. Yeah. I promise you I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. But in an apocalypse, isn't the right thing to do to bring all of them? Why single out the child? They could have woke up, sobered up, been completely different people, right? They could have been rehabilitated, but you essentially sentenced them to death by not even giving them an opportunity.
Stop it.
I'm just saying, like, yo, the dude was knocked look, and we're just certain because we saw the elbows, we saw, the holes. We know that it was needles, which makes it egregious. But what if they was just lit off of that gooey ooey that Martin Lawrence was lit off of back in the day before he shot his car up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they was just knocked the fuck out because they worked a double the night before and they don't like to drink. They prefer to take Xanax to get their mood. And it was, I'm some of this is just me playing around. But at the same time, like, I don't know. The thing that makes it okay, frankly, is the fact that it was a consistency of which we saw his neglect, right? When he asked the man for food and he essentially like snorted that granola bar or whatever it was, like he was so hungry, he essentially inhaled it. You know what I'm saying? He was eating that bit like a squirrel.
Like I ain't,
you know what I'm saying?
Like a person who ain't ate in days or weeks.
Yeah. When we saw that, it was kind of like, all right, well, I get it. But I just was wondering if he should have been like, yo, I'm taking your child, man. Because they woke up from that high, like, where the fuck is my child? Oh shit, what happened to the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
They didn't wake up. Essentially, they didn't wake up. Because remember, if you were outside during that 5-year period, you didn't start living. Like that's kind of what they were saying. You cannot survive outside for 5 years. That's why they had to be in the bunker. So if they were out and nobody came and got them and put them in a bunker, they're essentially dead. And look,
so you sentenced them to death.
Listen, when
they didn't sentence them to death.
Yeah,
they rescued one of the 3 people there.
Well, you also
and for good reason.
They were going into a bunker where they had to be safe, and they were going to be in a really tight, confined space. And they have to think about the temperament of the people they bring in there. The last thing you need is somebody going through withdrawal in your bunker when you're not supposed to be opening the door.
Exactly.
Fair point. Okay,
exactly.
But
100%.
I don't know. Just the separating the kid from the parents thing. I get it. And I'm not trying to say the parents were stellar, law abiding citizens, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We just watched Cross, and we saw that same situation happen, man. I'm just like, I don't know, separating the kid from the parents.
That. Can we?
Yeah, it happened in Cross.
What are you talking about happening in Cross? What?
Old boy, Cross's homeboy was separated from his mom at like a young age because of
same scenario. She was a crackhead who would have sold him for crack.
Well, not same scenario, but in essentially just
he was rescued.
I don't know, just a parent's relationship with a child. It's just a little weird, you know. I don't know. I'm not trying to say I don't get it, but it's just a little weird just to, you know.
I think you're looking at it
from their parents.
You're looking at it from the lens of a good parent, and we're looking at it from the lens of a terrible, bad, never should have had kids parent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I do believe in redemption. You know, I don't think that they had to.
Okay.
Time and a place, man. Time and a place.
well, listen, and more importantly, while you're going through your redemptive phase. As the child, I think I want to be somewhere safe, like maybe paradise. I don't know.
I hear you.
It sounds like a fun place to live.
Listen, all right, look. We'll wrap because we got to talk a little bit of Invincible real quick. But the thing is, even
we want to talk Daredevil. You ain't like, wow, okay.
Well, it hasn't. Did it drop?
Did it?
Yes.
Drop? What happened? Under a rock?
It's opening week. Yeah, I've been a little. Yeah, I've been a little. I'm sorry.
I messed that up. To our fans out here, Vince has been under a rock for the last week. Didn't understand that this was the week that Daredevil dropped.
I did not. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize it.
Disney has proven to us and shown us what and how they do with shows that they believe in.
Yeah.
I think this might be the first time we've got an MCU show and only got one episode as on this. Like I can't recall another MCU series that only dropped this one episode. Can you?
I think they do that with the main character shows, like Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Can drop one episode
with one.
Falcon.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think didn't they drop just one?
On
I think
Falcon,
they dropped one.
Soldier? On the
Falcon,
first?
I think.
I don't remember that.
I could be. I honestly, I'm not speaking confidently because I don't know for a fact. But yeah, we could chat a little. Well, I mean, I haven't seen it. Obviously, I know what I'm doing as soon as we get done with this. Damn,
wow.
I can't believe. I thought I had a little more time. It was the 24th, right? It drops on the 24th. Damn, that shit was on my calendar too. Man.
I would have told you to watch it if had I not known.
Damn.
What it was.
Nah,
It was good.
It's good.
Yes,
because Jessica's in it, right?
It's
she hasn't pulled up yet.
Not the first episode,
Okay.
but it started kind of weird. It was like when I saw it, I was like, well, when did this happen? And I don't want to say because you haven't seen it, but
Thank you.
But Anthony, did you see the episode?
Nah.
Oh, so neither of you see that.
Thank God.
Okay, well,
I
all right.
don't watch Daredevil. I don't watch a lot of Marvel stuff like I used to.
He's not in the Marvel right now. He's been really Marvel in some aspects of Star Wars. He's been kind of off cast for the time being,
I'll
and
just say
he's told us why.
I'll just say this. Back when we realized that Disney picked up Marvel, and we were like, how's this gonna work out? Because it's Disney and violence and all of that. It's good to see that Disney did not have a problem, tapping into the violence aspect. When I'm watching this show, I'm feeling like I'm watching a DC show, if I'm being honest. Like the violence is so violent that I'm like, this is Disney.
The violence is so violent.
Yo, the violence is violence, and I'm like, yo, they don't care. Like this is a violent show. Like Daredevil has gotten really violent. And I was like, wow.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it too. I just wasn't expecting it. But
what? Because of Disney? Well, yes. I think we learned that when Disney put Deadpool on their platform, we was like, okay. And Disney has to, frankly, if they intend on keeping the spirit and legacy of the Netflix Marvel shows, they almost have no choice, because if they plan on releasing Punisher, like we just learned they plan on there is no way on God's green earth that you can have a non-violent Punisher or a non-bloody, non-bone cracking, non-head splitting Punisher. Like Frank Castle ain't about that polite bullshit. So I'm glad that they're laying the foundation for the other shows. I'm interested in how they integrate the Luke Cage portion of this, because they have to include my dog Mike Coulter, right?
Yeah. Well, what I mean is, I understand that there's violence in shows, and I think when you talk about Deadpool is a little different, because Deadpool, even though it's violent, it's also very comedic. So it's not dark. Like, this is dark violence, and the same thing goes for Punisher. They're both dark, violent shows. So there's no comedic aspect that I'm watching when I'm watching Daredevil, and I'm like, oh, that was funny. No, it's fucking violent. And and the same thing goes for Punisher. I'm assuming, they're gonna double down on the violence and everything like that, and the darkness of it. When I'm watching Daredevil fight in this Daredevil Born Again, this nigga's intentional on fucking you up. Like, it's not like it's not. This is not just choreographed. This they are intentional on it, showing that every time he fights, he's pissed off. And if you get in the way while he's in his pissed off, you getting fucked up. And that's it. Like, to see that on Disney, hey man, I've been waiting for it for a long time. I was like, yo, Marvel needs to tap into the DC aspect, because they're always doing this little corny kiddie shit, what I'm saying. But hey, they are far removed from that shit.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to checking out the Daredevil, and they only released one episode, so that means we get to follow. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's going to be 6 episodes. That's what they've been doing with the Disney Marvel shows. I wish they would get rid of that. I'm pretty certain that the Netflix shows were at least 10 episodes, if not more. So I'm a little over the whole.
An hour long though. Like, this is not like a typical 20.
Yeah, they were all an hour.
Well,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Netflix shows were an hour. They never did 30-minute Daredevil shows, if I'm not mistaken.
No. But what I'm saying is, as far as the Netflix series shows go, not all of them are typically an hour long. They're 40 minutes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Like Wonder Man was 30-minute episodes, I think.
30 minutes. Yeah. So, but this,
by the way, season 2.
These are bona fide hour long. At least the first episode was. So, yeah, these are
okay.
Bona fide, so.
All right, well, listen, there's so much to talk about, man. We didn't really get a chance to get through everything, and we're probably going to have to start wrapping here pretty soon. And I'm not going to lie, as much as I was really eager to talk about some of the stuff that's going on Invincible, with them actually having to fight in hell. If you haven't seen the episode, I definitely say go check it out. We'll probably just talk about it next week, because it is episodic, and we'll have an opportunity to keep talking about it as the future comes along. Also, same thing for Daredevil. Next week, we'll probably be heavily focused on the Paradise finale, as that's going to be hitting on Tuesday. And we'll probably have to do a better job of doing content for Paradise moving forward, because Tuesday is such a long way from Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like so much. We're going to be drowned out by that time. But either way, we'll go ahead and do our thing. But before we started getting ready to go, I had to put this up because there was a veiled threat in our chat that if this was not discussed, that we would have a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up, and I'm going to let it speak for itself. And then I'm going to ask my homeboy Ty to maybe give his thoughts on this, because this was interesting. I give you, well, just check it out, and we'll talk about it on the other side, and tell us how you feel.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. We are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible. Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic puck cup. Organic? Yes, everything organic.
Four, 3, 7. Oh, are you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs. Yes. Because they are the ones who mattered most.
Get on your feet, boy!
Yo, the boy, Drewsty is literally he's the modern day comedian of note. He's doing his own TV show on his own platforms, and it's ridiculous. Ty has a lot to say about this, but guess what? You're not going to hear his feelings and his thoughts today. Nope, because we're going to talk about it in a segment that we're going to drop in the next few days or so. So if you really want to hear what's going to happen and what's going to come out of this man's full-throated mouth, then we're going to go ahead and release that on a later date, so he can give you his full-throated opinion about how he felt about that skit as he's frozen now. Sorry, man. Yeah, bro. Oh, he was just like, all right, you gonna say that bullshit. All right, because we still got Mo, but I gotta stop this show at 2 hours, man, unfortunately, so we can get it edited up right. Shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. This is yo, man, y'all are witnessing I don't know, I'm gonna say genius, but this is satire. This is the modern day satire.
Thank you.
All right, and we don't really have a lot of platforms that are putting that out, other than like like Saturday Night Lives and a couple. So this is a independent operated satirical artist, and we're gonna talk about it on the flip. So once again, thank you each and every last one of y'all for pulling up. Andrew, baby, Markeisha, of course, obviously Harmony, Michael, the homie Fernando, who's always the first one here. Man, even the homie Got the Chica, who normally is in the chat before we even start chatting, man. We sincerely appreciate each and every last one of y'all. So keep on pulling up and be your authentic selves. We always say, if you ain't being yourself, you're being fake. And if you a geek, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Daredevil's back. Lego.
This is one of the greatest podcasts, and you know what? Fuck that. These guys are fucking awesome. They my niggas to the end of time.